33 Gen 4 357 SIG. Let's take a closer look. Hey, what's going on, guys? Tennessee.Frank here. Just got back in from putting a few rounds through this little guy here, and we'll take a look at it. Of course, magazine's fully loaded, but the chamber is empty. And this is the Glock 33 Gen 4 357 SIG. Heck of a little cartridge. And you saw from the intro there was a couple little issues. 3 or 4 times it would recoil back and fail to return to battery. You pull back on the slide a little bit and it goes right into battery and shoots. Don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's magazine spring or what. It did it like 3 or 4 times, and then the rest of the day it was fine. No more issues. So I'm thinking it just needed a little break-in period, which is kind of odd for Glock. Normally they don't need a break-in period. But we'll go ahead and we'll look at this guy too. Show you this one does have a loaded magazine, empty chamber, so this one is safe too. While we got them up here, let's do a little comparison of size. Of course, you're in your main frame area where the trigger and everything is going to be the same, but barrel length, you're looking at about an inch difference. And then your grip length with the extended, you're looking at maybe another 1/2 to 3/4 inch, although this does taper up in the back quite a bit more. If we go ahead, let's toss a flush fit in here. Here's the 9-round flush fit. We can compare them with the flush to flush, and you'll see now we're probably closer to an inch and a quarter maybe. But when I run this, I like to run it with the extended. So let's go ahead and get this back on our stand here. And yeah, I like to go ahead. Flush fit would be great if you need maximum concealment. But for me, I like being able to get that pinky on there for better control. It seems to fit the hand better, and it is just a little bit shorter than a Glock 19 setup like this. Not a whole lot, but enough that I think it makes a difference. Of course, same as on the 31, we're rocking the XS Big Dots, and here's my new slide cover plate for the G33, and we'll show you the new slide cover plate here. See if we can get this to focus in. There's my new slide cover plate for the G31. The Infidel is going to go over on my Glock 30S whenever Glock gets around to sending it to me. Of course, that is the free gun we got for selling Glocks at work. You get points and then you can trade those points in. Both these guns ride real well in this Infidel. Thinking Infidel because of the slide cover plate. Invader, DeSantis Invader, and you can see here's the model number, M65. But these little Invaders are real comfortable. They spread the weight of the gun out over a large area, and I still rock the pocket mag carrier regardless of which one I'm running. I still use the pocket mag carriers. I like those. They work real well for me. Of course, I always like to keep one flush fit mag, and then I'll do the base plates on 2. Even though I'll carry the 15 round as a backup to this. But let's go ahead and roll in a little bit of footage now of running some rounds through the chronograph, and then we'll be right back. First 515 grain Sierra. Next 524 grain berries. Yeah, like you saw there, getting some still reasonably decent velocities even out of this little barrel. I think it's like what, 3.46 inches? Let's just say 3.5. Granted, that's a 4.5 roughly, so we're dropping down an inch in barrel length. But with my practice loads, which I think are kind of mild, I'm still getting 1,211 feet per second. That's good for 404 foot-pounds. Totally blows 9mm into the weeds. And then with the hotter 115 grain loads with the long shot, which I backed down from max 10 grain down to 9.8 grains of long shot, so I'm 2/10 under. I'm getting 1,424 feet per second, 518 foot-pounds. And I mean, to me, that is some phenomenal performance out of this little compact. Recoil was not bad. I would say it's on par with a 180 grain 40 cal. Little snappy, not too bad though, and you know, it's something that's very shootable. It's not going to beat you up. It's easy to control. Get the right grip on it and trigger control. Let's take a look at some targets now. Here's the first 5 at 5 yards with the berries, 124 grain heavy plate. And for me, for my first 5 shots, I'm going to say that's pretty reasonable. Then we went ahead, here's the first 5 115 grain. And yeah, we're still, we pulled one, but we're still in this 3-inch circle. And like I said, the gray is my go-to. 3 I can live with. Like I said, it's only 5 yards though. And these are the first shots out of the gun. So we went ahead and backed up to 7 yards. And it says 5 shots. I put more than that on target. Got one I pulled down here, one a little high. For the most part, it's grouping and it's fairly centered. That's with the 124 grain. And then I went ahead and did 10 more rounds on a fresh target. And yeah, it's grouping. Yeah, you pull one every now and again. Like I said, it's a little bit snappier than the full size. So you're going to pull a shot once in a while if you're not really on that recoil and watching what you're doing. Here's it says again 5 rounds. I went ahead, I put more rounds on target. With the 115 at 7, and 2 of them pulled, but for the most part they're cutting that 3-inch. And then just after kind of got used to things a little more, here's some more 124 grains at 7 yards, 10 shots. For me, first time out with this gun, not being used to shooting these subcompacts, I'd say it's pretty good. And then here's 10 more rounds of the 115. You can see we got like 3 rounds right there, 2 there, and a couple here. But yeah, it's showing potential. And I know next time out it'll group even better. It takes me 2, maybe 3 outings to really kind of get into a handgun, get a feel for it, get used to the trigger and everything. But yeah, I think this is going to be another winner. Just like 3 or 4 times it had that issue not going back to battery. After that it fed flawless for the rest of the day, the rest of the magazines, no problem at all. Of course, I did install a smooth trigger. I went ahead and got a Glock factory trigger, the smooth one. And this does have the Zev Technology trigger spring. There's your SKU number for that if you need to order one. And it's got the Zev Technology Pro connector, which I think gives it a really nice feel. Nice and crisp trigger. It lightened the weight up just enough to where it's comfortable. Still has a good reset. So yeah, it's working real good. So another winner here. This makes a nice combo. Got home defense and got concealed carry. So I'm covered here. Later on, as soon as, like I said, we get the 30S in, we'll get it out and shoot it and get a video on it. But for now, this is going to be my setup for home defense and concealed carry. Glock 31, Glock 33, same firearms Tennessee Highway Patrol's issued. So kind of fitting TN.Frank with the same guns Tennessee Highway Patrol has. So appreciate you guys watching the video. Like I always say, Either we stand up for our rights or we can sit by and watch them go away. You all have an awesome day. Take care. Have a good rest of your weekend. Tennessee Frank out of here.